in the American Christian heritage, there are several different denominations. That's not unusual. Throughout the world, there are several different denominations, each with a different impact in a different part of the world. For example, in Germany, you're going to see Lutheranism being quite popular because of the whole, Martin Luther, Protestant Reformation, pretty big deal. Well, here in America, the denomination I would like to focus on today is the Baptist denomination. Now, growing up in a predominantly Baptist area, you hear a lot about Baptist history, particularly the fact that the Baptists were a lot of Germans and Scotch Irish that were migrating over. A lot of my own family were Germans who came over as Baptists and floated around to Methodists, Presbyterians throughout time, and have just kind of sprinkled throughout. But a lot of what you'll see in the South, particularly the Bible Belt, is this similar cohesion to like a moral code or a theology or a doctrine or fundamentalist. Methodists, Presbyterians, Baptists here tend to believe the same core fundamentalist beliefs, the inerrancy of Scripture, um, the virgin birth, the resurrection, all that kind of thing. But what makes the Baptists unique in the South is the movements that they get into later in the 20th century. One of the best examples of that is Jerry Falwell and the I Love America movement. He started Liberty as Liberty Baptist Seminary, and my grandparents actually still call Liberty University Liberty Baptist Seminary, even though it's been a university now for quite some time. So you see the Baptists really mobilize in the late 20th century. They really get on board with speaking out, while you start to see the Methodists and the Presbyterians drift towards a more modernist view, or these views that don't necessarily go with the typical theology and fundamentalism that you see from other denominations. The Baptists really stick to that. There's not a lot of women in leadership in the Baptist church. Up until the late 90s, there was not a lot of diversity in the Southern Baptist Church. They really tried to stick to that core and fight for what they saw as the fundamentalist rights. There are several branches of the Baptist Church. The main ones are the Southern Baptist. They have their own convention. They're kind of the headliners, if you will. Most Baptist churches that you'll see in the South and the Bible Belt are those Southern Baptist churches. And it's these churches that really pull together with Falwell and the I Love America movement, the rallies, the fight against abortions, the ones that you see speak out. They're also ones with very well organized programs. They have the Lottie Moon offering program. They sponsor a great national and international missions board. They have the women's WMU outreach. You see the Baptists really kind of turn themselves into this massive army, this massive force that is able to really have a huge impact. The Baptists aren't always perfect. Like I said, not a lot of diversity for, I would say, about 90% of their existence. In 2012, they actually elected their first African American president of the Southern Baptist Convention, and throughout the past couple years, they've made great strides into incorporating more women leadership, more ethnic leadership outside of Caucasian males. So the Baptists have a diverse history in the South of speaking out throughout different time periods for different events, but really it's that late 20th century that they start to pick up speed with issues like abortion, drugs, pornography, and really get a solid push and a solid establishment in the South.